Please tell me if this is not egregious, malicious, and the American way. We settle for illusions of the truth. What has to happen to investigate a scandal of a scandal? Some federal prosecutors and government officials are destroying today's families and future generations. Stay tuned for another political scandal involving more federal prosecutors. Please visit the website www.marycampaign.advancementofjustice.com. Keep in mind that in July 2004, a couple of months before this nightmare began, the former Maryland U.S. Attorney, before his departure, set in motion an unconstitutional witch hunt with an internal email to all his assistant federal prosecutors that stated he wanted 3 front-page public corruption or white-collar crimes. As a result, and by no coincidence, 2 undercover narcotic officers, William King and Antonio Mary of Baltimore, Maryland, were given 450 years combined federal penitentiary sentence for using drug enforcement techniques taught by New York undercover cops under the direction of the former Baltimore police commissioner, who was a former New York police commander. We are requesting a thorough investigation by Congress, not the FBI nor any officers affiliated with Maryland federal prosecutors. Constitutional rights are being violated. A family man with his 5 kids has been abruptly and unjustifiably incarcerated unconstitutionally. These techniques would have been confirmed if the judge presiding over the trial would have allowed a former Baltimore police commissioner to testify during the trial. This former police commissioner was seen on Fox 45 stating that these techniques have been used for years. However, the commissioner was never allowed to testify in court. FBI wiretaps included a drug dealer with a miniature tape recorder that allowed him to record only information the drug dealer wanted to capture. Note, the FBI very first wiretap was destroyed somehow. No one knows what was on the tape that could have benefited the defense. So-called witnesses and victims alike were drug dealers who were in the act of selling drugs. Federal prosecutors maliciously prosecuted Antonio Mary and William King for violating crimes of robbing drug dealers. In addition, the federal prosecutor added 139 years to Antonio Mary for having his department-issued weapon that was never seen by most so-called witnesses or victims. Note that so-called victims testified they were never mistreated by the officers. If these were such violent crimes, why did the FBI allow these so-called crimes to take place while they were doing surveillance? The so-called violent crimes took place 3 to 4 additional times with no interaction from the FBI. Policy violation here? To the contrary, the only actions that took place were undercover narcotic officers detaining drug dealers, seizing their contraband, interrogating drug dealers for information on sources, and then releasing these drug dealers with the understanding they are to contact the agents when they have information on drug trafficking. These techniques, combined with flipping in the New York training, was presented to the jury as a lie, describing rogue cops out robbing drug dealers and turning around and participating in the drug trafficking. Let's get to the truth. Let's bring in the New York officers that train these guys. Give them immunity so they can give the complete truth. And now we stand today prosecuting peace officers for doing their job. How disgraceful. I hope and pray this never happens to you. I challenge the press, Congress, and other political leaders to uncover the political scandal and find these New York police officers that know the truth. Thank you.